Third person bros, it's over! What's up, everyone? Big Dan here. Today, CDPR announced the brand new update for Cyberpunk 2077, and in this video, we're going to explore everything you need to know about patch 2.3 and why a lot of players are upset with this update. I was watching the Red stream about this new update, and a lot of people were spamming L's in the chat, so we're going to dive into why that is. Patch 2.3 will be dropping tomorrow, July 17th, so without further ado, let's buckle up, grab some iced coffee, and dive into the details of patch 2.3. So let's go over some of the major features that are coming in this new update and what you can look out for when you install it tomorrow. So for starters, we're going to get 4 brand new vehicles, including 3 cars and 1 motorcycle. One of these vehicles will automatically be available from the AutoFixer website, but the other 3 will require you to complete a quest to do them. Now, I'm not sure if these are brand new quests that we're going to have to do. One of the things they mentioned in the stream is that you would have to complete Claire's quest, The Beast in Me, to unlock one of these vehicles, so I'm not entirely sure if these are going to be brand new quests that we do, or if they're quests that already exist in the game that are prerequisites to unlock these specific vehicles. So I guess we'll have to see on that one. Update 2.3 also brings a major overhaul to the Crystal Coat and Twin Tone customization system, adding over 100 new paint jobs for us to unlock. We also have the ability to hack some vehicles that didn't have Crystal Coat technology in the past, and one of the vehicles they talked about in the stream was the Mai Mai, which is kind of a funny little vehicle. And for people who really like to dive into the atmospheric immersion aspect of the game and get themselves lost in Night City, they've also added auto drive to the game. So now V can hop into a vehicle, toggle on auto drive, and just sit back and chill as their car drives them throughout the city. By default, this feature will be on free roam, meaning your car will just drive all over the city, but you can also toggle on an objective or track an objective on your map, and your car will automatically drive to your destination. Now, one thing they mentioned is that if you get into combat, auto drive will be automatically disengaged, and you'll have to fight the enemies and clear them to be able to continue to do your auto drive. But Pavel Sasko did say that the settings in the background will kind of make it so that you won't get attacked as frequently in auto drive, because they don't want to like harsh your vibes, man. I think this is a cool feature for them to add. I think it'll be particularly good for content creators who want to get some B-roll for some videos. I'm definitely going to be using this. But for the average player who's looking for some meatier features to really enhance their experience, this probably isn't going to cut it for a lot of people. But another aspect of immersion is now being able to actually hire Delamain as a taxi service. So if you go on to complete Delamain's quest line, you'll be able to call up Delamain's taxi and pay a small fee to have him drive you to the destination. And then you can just sort of chill in the back, hang out with Johnny, and ride in style to your destination. So again, this is all part of the immersion aspect of Night City. In the past, they've added the metro system for us to explore, and now we get a taxi service. So now that we can actually hire Delamain to drive us from point A to point B, which is pretty cool. If you're enjoying the video so far, be sure to hit that like button and go follow me on Instagram at Big Dan Gaming. I'll put a link in the pinned comment. This update also brings a lot of new features to photo mode, including 27 NPCs that we can add to our photographs, including Brendan, the vending machine, and everyone's favorite Mox baddie, Rita Wheeler. There's also a lot of new poses and quotes that we can add to our photos to kind of just personalize them a little bit more and create something that's truly interesting for us. Maybe we can hang these up in the smart frames in our apartment that has been added in one of the previous updates to the game. For AMD users, patch 2.3 will also bring FSR 3.1 support, and they also said that later on down the line there will be support for FSR 4. Now, some of these new frame generation features are going to be contingent on AMD putting out a driver update, so if you do have an AMD graphics card, be sure to update your drivers whenever AMD does that update, because that'll give you access to FSR 3.1. Patch 2.3 also brings Cyberpunk 2077 to a brand new platform, which is Mac. So for the first time ever, you'll be able to play Cyberpunk 2077 on a Mac. Now again, CDPR will drop what the system requirements are for that. I would imagine if you had just a random MacBook, it might be difficult to run Cyberpunk 2077, but if you have one of the more beefier machines, you can probably run this game on that. Now, if you are the type of person that does have a PC and a Mac, and you already own Cyberpunk 2077 on Steam, GOG, or the Epic Games Store, then the Mac update will be completely free. You'll just be able to straight up install Cyberpunk 2077 onto your Mac and start playing it. I'm not sure how many people will really benefit from this update because I don't know that many people who play video games on a Mac, but for Mac users out there who do game on their Mac, I guess, hey, you can play Cyberpunk now. Patch 2.3 will also be coming to Switch 2, but that update is not dropping tomorrow. It will be coming at a later date. CDPR said that they need some more time to cook the Switch 2 update, so stay tuned for that if you are playing this on Switch 2. Now, of course, we've got to address the elephant in the room, which is people's reaction to this patch, which was not exactly positive based on what I was seeing in the YouTube chat. And I think one of the reasons for this is that, one, CDPR does a big stream for this. They hype this patch to all high heavens. And two, there's some features that people have been asking for years that are just not present in this patch, and quite honestly, are probably never coming to the game. Third person bros, it's over! The two biggest features that I saw people asking for that are obviously not a part of this patch are New Game Plus and a third person mode. And again, I don't think either of these features is ever coming to Cyberpunk 2077, unfortunately. So yeah, it's one of those situations where there's features that people really, really want to see in the game that the developers, for whatever reason have decided they don't want to put into their game, and every time they do a new update, people are going to continue to ask for those features because, regardless of what the developers think, this is something that people want to see. Now, for me personally, I'm not particularly disappointed in patch 2.3 because I didn't have the highest expectations anyway based on what we've seen in patch 2.2, 2.1, etc. This is a free update, so I wasn't expecting them to roll out a bunch of new content, bunch of new quests, crazy new features. But I think, people's expectations were probably a little bit higher based on the fact that this was hyped a lot in social media posts. And of course, they're doing a whole live stream to unveil these features. So it's got to be something significant, right? And then when they actually drop the stream, it's just, a few vehicle updates, some photo mode stuff, and a few other things that really just didn't feel like it warranted a live stream. But again, all of this stuff is a marketing tool for CDPR and Cyberpunk 2077. They want to keep Cyberpunk 2077 as relevant as possible. They want to keep the hype train going because that's what, drives new sales for the game, gets people excited, gets people invested in the Cyberpunk universe overall, which will, of course, also benefit the sequel as well. So I'll still hold out hope that maybe they'll do another paid expansion or something like that, that's a more significant content update. I've seen leaks and some things that have suggested that maybe something like that's coming down the line, but I guess we'll have to see what's going on with that, whether they're going to do another major content update to this game, or if we're just going to continue to get these little trickles of little features here and there that give us something to, kind of whet our appetite a little bit. So there you have it. We've gone over everything that's coming in Cyberpunk 2077 patch 2.3. Let me know what you think about this update. Are you excited, hyped, indifferent, mad? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to Big Dan Gaming for more Cyberpunk and RPG videos. Big shout out to all the channel members for supporting my content. Until next time, this has been Big Dan. I should go.